Wednesday.
It's always Wednesday, yeah. Welcome to Wednesday. We've got a group here for lunch bunch, and Lindsay was here, but she had to leave to get back to work. But she was replaced with Austin, who has just come straight from the airport after a day of flying, 2 days of flying. So you're back.
I'm back.
And Nikki is here as well. And we've also rolled. Sorry, you're important also. We've been talking a little bit about our hurricane adventures, because Mao and I obviously went to Atlanta. Roland, you stayed here.
I did.
How was that?
Fun. No power, a lot of water. It's great. It's great.
At one point, sitting in your car,
Yeah, with tornado warnings.
Roland needed to charge his phone, and there was no power, so he went and got in his car. And there's a picture that he posted, I think on Instagram, where you're sitting in your car and it's raining and there's tornado warnings, but you're like, I really got to charge this phone.
Priorities.
I mean, it was a
How
good
do you look
picture.
at your view counts, all right? Like, you're welcome.
Thank you for watching
I
my
risked
YouTube
my
videos.
life.
Charge your phone.
All right. I gotta look at Kepler a little bit on the internet. Thank you.
I appreciate that.
Do not say again.
I'm biased.
Clearly. Now, Austin, you stayed here,
I did stay here.
and it was for where you were good.
Yeah, it was good. It was windy.
And Nikki, you went to Orlando.
Yes, I have family. My aunt and uncle live in Orlando, and so Lily and I evacuated there simply because no power with a 1-year-old is awful.
Yeah, I would not wish that on my worst enemy.
So no, but my aunt's dog just had puppies, so Lily was in heaven with 7 puppies.
Well, that's good. There's some good outcomes. Lindsay had already left, but she was obviously in Florida.
And then Alabama.
And then Alabama. Yeah, she was in Orlando for a week with her sister, and then she went to Alabama and hung out with Haley for a little bit. So, and Dan's coming back today.
Supposed to be back.
He's supposed to be back within like 2 hours.
Is he
So
driving or flying?
he's driving.
Okay. I think you can make it up through Charleston.
Did you turn the light on?
I did.
Oh man, you know what that means?
No,
You don't?
I do.
Oh, it means the pizza man can find it. There's gonna be pizza. It's later now, obviously. It's been a interesting day. I'll talk about it a little bit. But this evening for dinner, we got some tilapia out, and it was a funny color. It was a little dark, but it wasn't like sticky. It didn't smell bad or anything like that. And we were like, okay, well, whatever. So we cooked it, and when it was done, we tasted it, and it tastes off. And I'm not sure what it is exactly, but it tastes a little off, and it made us a little nervous. So we ordered a pizza. We actually had been given a gift card, a Domino's gift card, from a viewer some months ago, and it's just been sitting in my inbox unread. And I was like, you know what? We have that gift card. Maybe we should just order a pizza tonight. And she said, okay. So we did. So that's actually kind of exciting, because I like pizza. It's not, great for you, but it tastes good. So the pizza guy should be here pretty soon. After lunch bunch, I went over to Player's Choice, not for a GameCube game, no new GameCube games on their front, but for a Super Nintendo game. This is, ironically, Hurricanes. Hurricanes came into the store, and I believe Roland told me that it had never been in the store before. It's just a very rare, hard-to-find Super Nintendo game, and I was like, yeah, I'll take that. With GameCube finishing up, we've had a lot of people asking us, what are we going to collect next? And the answer is, there's not any particular system we're going to, go full force and try to finish. We're not close enough on any particular thing. We're just going to go back to general video game collecting. We've always collected everything. We're going to continue to collect everything. One of my long-term goals, probably my personal, the goal I'm most interested in as a video game collector would be completing Super Nintendo. Getting all the carts, maybe the manuals, but specifically the carts. That would be like the ultimate thing, is getting all the Super Nintendo games, because that's my favorite console. And we're about a fourth of the way there, which is pretty good. So whenever this came into the store, I was like, yeah, I think we'll pick that up. There's no way. That's so fast. Really?
Yeah.
Will you get it?
Yeah.
I was really excited about the pizza. I can't believe that came so fast. That was remarkable. I'm very excited. Dang. Anyway, what was I talking about? I forget. Oh yeah, I was going to segue into something that's a little more serious, but I wanted to make sure I at least mention it because I think it's important. We've been collecting GameCube. You guys have helped with that immensely, and part of the way that you guys have helped is you've been sending in games to mail. And when we last checked mail, it was probably like a week or so ago. We have a lot of mail to go through. We haven't started the August mail yet. We're going to film that within the next few days. But we're probably going to have a hard time getting mail for a little bit. And the reason is the road to get to the post office is flooded. In fact, there's so much flooding, like on not only that road, which is completely impassable, but roads, even if we like took back roads and stuff to get to the post office, we can't get to it. It is completely blocked off right now. So we're going to have to wait for floodwaters to recede. It could be a week or so until we're able to even check the mail. And what I wanted to talk about specifically and just mention, because I think it's important to tell the whole story here. It's very fortunate that our place was unharmed by Florence, and it's very fortunate that our friends made it through the storm and their places are okay, and Dan's back now. So all of these things are good. That being said, I want you to make sure that you understand that the hurricane itself is not the only thing you have to worry about, because the hurricane hit Wilmington and it messed up Wilmington bad. That much is true. We were spared a lot of destruction because it did not hit us directly. It hit north of here. And Wilmington has got a whole mess of problems that they are dealing with now, because of that destruction. In fact, I think only recently can you get into the city because it had been flooded from the storm. The thing to know is that after the storm comes and drops all of its water and it leaves, all of that water has to go somewhere. It has to go out into the ocean, into bigger bodies of water. It has to go through the rivers. And our rivers are flooding bad. In fact, they're flooding so badly that we are seeing historic levels in some of our rivers. One of the primary rivers that we have around here is the Waccamaw, and the highest it's ever been is almost 18 feet. And as of Saturday, they are estimating it's going to hit 24 feet. That's huge. That is a giant increase. Not only is that breaking the record, that is shattering the record. And the problem is that water has to go somewhere. So it's flooding out from the river and from the tributaries and from all these different places, and it's causing, for one, impassable roads, but it's also going into neighborhoods, it's going into homes, and it's destroying homes. We talked to one of our friends who's a city official, and he said that he estimated there's going to be about 20,000 homes destroyed from the flooding long after the hurricane is gone. So again, I feel extremely fortunate that everything here has been fine, and based on the floodplains and what information we have, this flooding, which is still going on, the river's going to hit its peak this weekend. Based on everything we know, we're safe here. This particular neighborhood where we are is in a very good spot, and we're going to be fine. And that's fortunate for us, but there's places like right next to us, like neighborhoods next door to us, that are not going to be so lucky. They're going to have floodwaters come in there, and there's even places, like one of my friends, their grandparents lives less than a mile from here in a neighborhood very close by, and the firefighters went door to door there tonight and told them that they needed to evacuate because they were going to be trapped. In their particular circumstance, the waters weren't going to necessarily destroy the homes in the neighborhood, but they was going to make the neighborhood impassable. You wouldn't be able to get in and out. And it might take a week or more for these floodwaters to recede, and in that time you're just trapped. So yeah, it was important that I mention that, because it's easy to, if you're disconnected from hurricanes or the coast or things like that, it's easy to say, okay, they made it through the hurricane. And it's true, we did. But this area is in the process of, going through some really bad times that are getting worse and worse as we get closer to the weekend. One of the restaurants that's been here forever, Big E's, because we're seeing this flooding that we've never seen before, they are getting flooded, and it's just sad because like these people they didn't know that they would have to prepare for this stuff. And also, what do you do? There's nothing you can do. I mean, in a hurricane you leave. In a flood you can't move. You pick up and move your building. It's just one of those things like you make it through the storm and then this happens. So yeah, I don't want to talk about Hurricane Florence forever. It's just obviously been on our minds a lot because of the circumstances, but it was important that I talk about that because I want to make sure that that's known. I want to paint the whole picture, even the negatives. We are doing okay, and I think we're going to be fine, but this area is going to have some extreme damage, and it sucks. Anyway, I'm going to end it here. Sorry to end on a bit of a sour note, but at least there's pizza. Pizza's good. Like pizza. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, let's meet back tomorrow, shall we?